Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm Teresa Quadras, and I'd like to guide you through a practice that you can use to companion yourself through any difficult emotions or distressing situations. And this one is about changing your relationship with that distress, whatever it is. And so I want you to start by rating your level of distress on a scale from 0 to 10. When you really pay attention to whatever it is that's bothering you, how much distress is it causing you? 0 to 10. Just notice that. Remember that number. Now, pay attention to your somatic experience of the distress. That means, how are you feeling it in or around your body? What are the sensations of your distress? And if you don't have any sensations, if you can't really feel it, just imagine if you were carrying it in your body, where would it be? Notice how you're holding it, how you're carrying it. And now, see if you can imagine it or picture it as a living entity. So your distress, your difficult emotions, whatever it is you're working with, imagine that it's some kind of a creature. And if it were a creature, its own living being, what would it be? What kind of an entity would it be? What does it look like? What is it doing? What does it sound like? So just start to notice or imagine whatever you can to kind of get to know it. You might even want to name it or ask it what it's called, what it wants to be called. And as you kind of get to know this entity, see if you can take it from wherever it is in or around your body and hold it in your hands in front of you. Or maybe put it on your lap, somewhere where you can look at it and interact with it. And first, what does that feel like? How did that change things? And then, what is it like to really make eye contact with it and start to interact with it with some distance between you and it? So it's not in you and it's not consuming you and you're not in it. You're separate, but you're learning. You're in engagement with it. You're learning about each other. So notice just what that feels like. And then see if you can experiment with size. What would it be like for this creature to get very, very small? Does that feel right? If it's just sitting on your lap? What if you got a little bigger? What if you could just hold it in your hands? What if it's just this tiny little creature that you're holding in your hands? How do you feel toward it now? If it's really little, does that change anything for you? And now, what if you could talk to it and ask it, if it had words, what would it want to say? What does it want you to know? What does it want you to understand? What does it want to show you? Let it share whatever it needs to share with you. See if you can be open to receiving that message, whatever it is. And know that you're big enough to contain it. And what is it like for that creature to be listened to? What is it like for that creature to be acknowledged? How do you feel toward it now? When you look at it now that you've acknowledged it and listened to it, is it behaving any differently? Does it look any different? Does it sound any different? What else does that little creature need from you? What does it need to feel safe? What do you want to share with it? Are you feeling any compassion toward it? Can you hold it with warmth and compassion? Can you hold it in a caring way? In a loving way? What does that feel like? And how does the creature change when you really hold it with that kind of compassion and caring? Now, what does it need to feel safe? Imagine it's like a little bird that fell out of a tree. You just want to nurture it and take care of it. Maybe bring it a little worm or something. How do you want to take care of it? How do you want to tend to it? What does it need to feel safe? What does it feel like to hold it like this? What else does it have to teach you? What else do you need to learn from it? Can you be in relationship with it in a caring, loving way? Saying what you need to say to it for it to feel safe and seen and heard and acknowledged and valued. And also, what does it want to say to you? And can you take that in? Can you listen? And now that you maybe have a different relationship, maybe now that this feeling is changed completely, maybe this entity is a totally different kind of entity now, and your relationship to it maybe has really shifted. Now, where does it want to live? And how do you want to carry it? So do you want to invite it back into the same place as it was? Same place where you found it? Is that where it wants to live? Would that feel comfortable for both of you? Or does it want to live somewhere else now? Do you want to carry it somewhere else? Do you want to carry it in a different way? Maybe also imagine its relationship to time. Is it something from your past? Is it connected to something from your past? Is it young? Is it old? How long has it been inside you as the creature that it was? And how is bringing it out here and meeting its needs changing that? And changing maybe where it wants to live and how you want to carry it with you. So take a moment just to invite it in to wherever feels comfortable for both of you. Somewhere where it can feel safe and you can feel comfortable carrying it. And let that settle in. See what that feels like for both of you. And know that anytime this feeling starts to come up, wants your attention, you can just bring it out here and talk to it and see what it needs. Get to know what's going on with it. See what you have to offer it. See if you can hold it with compassion. And see how you want to carry it with you and where it belongs now. You have an ongoing relationship with it now. So knowing that, holding it inside you maybe in a different way, in a different place. Maybe it's taking up a different amount of space. Now check back in with that distress. How much distress do you feel on a scale from 0 to 10? And notice how that number may be changed. And then I hope that you can take with you the essence of this relationship that you can nurture with any emotions that come up for you. You can always be in relationship with your emotions. It's a way of companioning yourself. It's kind of hard to say. Companioning yourself through any difficult situation. So please take with whatever's helpful from this practice with you going forward. Thank you for joining me. Take care.